Have you ever met two people so good at petty revenge that it's practically their love language? I grew up with them. And one afternoon at home, I saw their skills in action, and it completely changed the way I see relationships. If you've ever dreamed of giving someone a taste of their own medicine, or just love a good revenge story, hit that like button now and subscribe. This one's short, sweet, and oh so satisfying. I was 24 broke and back at my parents' house on the East Coast while I finished the second round of college. The plan was simple. Save money, get my degree, and move out. But living under their roof again felt like stepping back into childhood. Same kitchen smells, same creaky stairs, same quirky routines. One lazy afternoon, I was sprawled on the carpet of their bedroom, half watching TV. At the foot of the bed sat an old exercise bike that my mom swore she'd used this time for real. Sunlight slanted through the blinds, dust floating in the air. It felt peaceful for about 30 seconds. My dad burst in with an armful of clean laundry. From downstairs came my mom's voice, sharp but playful. "Greg, don't dump those on my exercise bike again. Put them away." He disappeared into the closet. I heard hangers clinking. Then he emerged, but instead of leaving empty-handed, he had a completely different pile of clothes. With deliberate care, he draped each item across the exercise bike like he was decorating a store display. Then he walked out without a word. I stared at the bike, fighting a laugh. This wasn't an accident. This was a move. A few minutes later, Mom came in. She stopped dead at the side of the bike and sighed the way only a woman married for 50-plus years can sigh. "Unbelievable," she muttered. I couldn't resist. "You know he's doing that just to get under your skin, right?" She turned to me slowly, an eyebrow raised, a smile tugging at her lips. "Oh, honey," she said, "I know. That's why I leave my clothes draped over the edge of the bathtub. He trips over them every time he comes in from the garage. It's a game we play." I blinked. A game? In that moment, it clicked. This wasn't random bickering. This was a Cold War petty pranks honed over decades. My parents weren't just partners. They were sparring partners. And I was a front-row witness. Over breakfast the next morning, I tested my theory. "So, Dad, how's the exercise bike?" He smirked. "Tell your mother I'm thinking of leaving socks on her car dashboard next." Mom, without missing a beat, stirred her tea. "And tell him if he does, I'll change all his radio presets to the country station he hates." They both burst out laughing like teenagers plotting a prank. I wrapped my hands around my mug, feeling the warmth, and realized I was jealous. Not the pranks, but the partnership. Most couples I knew fought, and then stewed in silence. My parents sparred, plotted, and giggled. Even their revenge was affectionate. But there was steel underneath. They practiced on each other, so they were always ready for outsiders. When a neighbor parked across their driveway or a boss forgot to pay overtime, they didn't yell, they strategized. The week after the exercise bike incident, Dad tried up the ante by hanging a pair of Mom's yoga pants from a ceiling fan. Don't ask me how. She didn't yell or scold. She just waited. The next morning, he left for work and came back 2 hours later, muttering under his breath. She had quietly moved his entire shoe rack, 20 pairs, into the attic. He had to climb a ladder in a suit and tie to fetch his loafers. When he stomped back down, shoes in hand, she was waiting with a coffee. "Game, set, match," she said sweetly. Even he cracked up. "Touché," he muttered, clinking mugs with her. Watching them, I realized the petty war wasn't about winning. It was about keeping their bond alive, an inside joke that never ends. I left for school that day with a new appreciation for the two people who raised me. Sure, they're petty revenge experts, but they're also proof that with the right person, even conflict can be a game, and practice the day someone really deserves your skills. If this story made you smile, smash that like button. Drop a comment telling me the funniest petty revenge you've ever seen. And of course, subscribe for more stories like this. Because trust me, there are plenty more where this came from.